Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to pack light for a trip, and if you can't pack light, there's a way to shove all of it in your suitcase, and I'm going to show you how. Okay, so I have my basic suitcase here. It is a hard top. I love this because whenever I am packing and I'm trying to fit all my stuff in and I'm trying to zip it up, I have no problem with it whatsoever. And then it's also a little bit under 2 feet tall whenever it's standing up and a little bit over a foot wide. And you open it up and you have your zipper compartments, which is where I usually put my shoes, my bathing suit, my underwear, things like that. And then you have an individual compartment here where I would put my toothbrush and deodorant if it'll fit, things like of that sort. And then you also have these buckles that stretch across and go over your clothes if you don't want them to extend over this line right here. So to start off, I have a few pairs of shoes, some clothes, underwear, bathing suit, pajamas, all the things that I would need for a trip, some formal, some casual, and this would probably last me about a week. And to start off, I usually put my shoes in, and I like to take a pair that are like flats. These are my Oxfords, they're my favorite. And then I have some sandals, and then you can also bring flip-flops, so take up a lot less space. I have some heels here for any events that you might need to dress up a little bit. And then I have some tennis shoes. And then you can also organize these in different ways to save however much room you need. And then usually I would pack some socks deep in the toe. And you can also do that with your underwear. I know it sounds kind of strange, but it'll save you a lot of room. Just put these inside of the shoes. And I used to travel a lot when I was younger, and my dad was in the military. So he taught me a lot of techniques because we had to pack light most of the time. So put all of these in here. And then you'd put the rest of your underwear in your other shoe for a week's worth trip. And then you can do the same with your bathing suit. Just lay it down, you can roll it up, do whatever you want with that. And I also always bring a hat. This is kind of a beanie like this. And for if you're having bad hair days, if you're trying to go out in a hurry, if you don't have time to blow dry your hair, if it's too hot because it is the summer, it gets kind of ridiculous trying to do that. Just all in here, and then you can zip that up whenever you're ready. I might need some more stuff to put in there. Okay, so this is a military style of packing that I was always taught whenever we were going on trips because we had to take up as little space as possible, especially whenever we were going on big trips where we would be backpacking through somewhere and we couldn't carry that much on our backs. So I have this skirt, just a small stretchy cotton skirt from Forever 21, and you're going to fold it in half, and then from here you're going to roll it as tight as you possibly can. Just keep rolling to the very bottom, and then if you can tuck the edges in, that helps a lot too, just because it takes up less space. So you're going to do that, and then from here you're just going to stick it in your suitcase, if you guys can see that, and tuck it in as tight as you can into the corner. And then from there, you're going to do the same thing with all of your other clothes. I have a pair of pajama pants, and what I would recommend for pajamas is taking shorts if you can, just because it takes up a lot less space again, and that's what you're trying to do, consume space. So I have, if I can find them, these pair of stretchy shorts. And you can also wear these to the gym if you plan on going at your hotel or whatever. So you're going to do the same with these and just roll them. And these even have a drawstring, so if you want to kind of wrap it to secure it, that's fine too. You're just going to stick it in your suitcase right over the skirt I just packed. And then for a pajama top, I like to bring a neutral tank top because if you're wanting to save room, you can also wear it with a pair of shorts for a casual look. You can wear it under a t-shirt, and it saves you space because you're taking less clothes. So I just have this plain gray tank top, and it's really thin, so it's going to be easy to pack. And you do the same with this, just roll it. And my clothes normally aren't ever wrinkled unless it's a strange sort of fabric, so you should be okay. And if not, most hotel rooms come with ironing boards. So I also always bring a sweater, even if it's summertime, because hotel rooms tend to get really cold, and on planes it's usually iffy. It can be either freezing cold or really hot. So just bring a sweater and roll it. And then usually I'll bring a vest of some sort because I love to layer clothes. So if you want to take that gray tank top I showed you earlier and layer it with this denim vest with a pair of shorts, something like that, you just want to make the most out of your clothes. Take as little as possible. And then I have a shirt that can either be casual or formal. There's some lace sleeves on it, so you can dress it up a lot, wear it with those heels. And then another trick I want to show you guys is I bring belts because it can dress up an outfit. You can cinch your dresses or your shirts to make them look cuter, and I find that belts take up a lot of room if you fold them or if you roll them in your suitcase. So what I like to do is I'll usually take an item or two of clothing. Sometimes I'll take a pajama tank top and a pajama pair of shorts and wrap them up together just so when you're looking through your suitcase it's not difficult to find them. And then I usually just wrap it around the clothes, so it doesn't take up any room at all. And you're good to go on that. And then I also brought a red belt. If I had a white t-shirt, I could just have a color pop. And I also have just a pair of denim shorts. I'd probably bring a pair of jeans just in case the place you're going isn't too hot. I usually spend my summers in Arizona and Texas, so jeans aren't usually in my wardrobe there, but I'm sure in other places they would be, like Seattle. It gets cooler up there in the summer. So then I have my dress for a night out, and this is just a Forever 21 dress. It has some stripes, has some detail, some ruffles, so it's versatile. And then you're going to do the same with this. And the bottom of this dress might wrinkle a little bit, but again, you can iron it. And sometimes I like to lay my jeans out flat, maybe fold them over once, because if you roll those, it gets a little thick. And my socks, my belt. And I also always bring a pair of long boy shorts like this. So for skirts or dresses, if it gets a little windy, I don't have a fashion malfunction. And I roll those and usually put them with my underwear or socks and bathing suit. And then I also always bring a big purse like this. I love this purse, tons of pockets. If I'm flying, I take it as a carry-on bag because you can have a personal item like a purse and a small suitcase. So that's what I usually take. And pack that with makeup that doesn't exceed the liquid limit, and a book usually to read on the plane, things like that. So that is that. And this is what the suitcase looks like. Usually I'd have a lot more in here. You can see there's a lot more room to jam pack everything. This is still really far from the top, so you can put a few more things there. That would go there. And you still have all this room for several more outfits. And up here, you have all of your shoes. You can easily zip it. I really recommend getting a hard-shelled suitcase like this because when you go to close it, no matter how full it is, it's almost always going to zip. And there you have it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week.